Okay, technical drawing 1. So this one, number 18 wedge spacer, seems to be giving us some problems, understandably. So decided to make this one really quick for us. I went ahead and blocked out where mine were supposed to go. 1 inch in between my views. So everything should fall within here. I went and centered it. And first thing that I noticed is you're going to have to use the dimensions that it gives you. Okay. And I've explained this to a couple of people that you've got to simultaneously make these views. You can't make one entire view, then transfer everything over to make this view, then transfer everything over, like we sometimes traditionally have been doing for the past couple. This one's a little bit tricky where you have to kind of halfway do this one, then get some lines and transfer them over to here. Okay, to project them over. Then get some lines here, then project them over to here, as you're going to see. So once I have this, the first thing I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with this 45-degree line. I haven't used a 45-degree triangle in some time, but I know it goes from this corner just down on a 45-degree angle until it hits. So I've got that right there. Once I do that, I now know where this point is on the top view and where this point is on the front view. So what I can do now is I can take this line or this point and I can transfer it down to right here. Okay. And I know that this line extends, this edge extends here, then it skips over. It's just showing you this hidden to show you that it still goes there. But this is empty space right here, and it goes to that point. So now I know I can just take this, don't have to use my T-square, and I know I'm going to draw it lightly, that line goes right there. Okay, because this is kind of shaved off, I'm still always going to see these faces. They're just on an angle. If they went back on a right angle right here, then yes, you wouldn't see them, but they're not. They're basically on a 45-degree angle, so I'm going to see all these faces. Okay, so far, and then what else I can do is I can go from here to here. So I'm basically this chunk that gets sheared off of this rectangular block. That's what I'm kind of laying out here. So same thing. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do it lightly because I know there's a spot in the middle that I'm going to have to erase. Okay. But I know it's going to look like this from the top and from here. What happens in here, I have to figure out. What happens in here, I have to figure out. What happens in here, I have to figure out. My next little hint or clue that I have is that I can see on the front view, I can see all of that. I know I have the dimensions for that shape. Okay, so what am I going to do is I'm going to go up a half inch. So if I go up a half inch here and mark it, and I'm just going to draw this really lightly across here because I know somewhere, some way they intersect some stuff there. Okay, next I'm going to go up 3/4 of an inch. So go 3/4 of an inch right here, all the way across like this. So now I know where all those lie in there. And what you have to start doing now is kind of spinning this thing around in your head. Okay. Where this line that I just drew, sorry, you can't see this, where this line that I just drew intersects here, or this line where I just drew intersects here at these 2 points, now I can project them back to square this off. So this one's just going to go straight down like this. Okay, and now I have that shape that I highlighted there. And the reason why I drew this diagonal line, I drew this diagonal line a little bit light because this one was not going to be here. So now I can darken this in. Running out of real estate. Okay. Now, I know this isn't going to be here, obviously. Okay. These lines I'm still going to see, use a different one, but they're going to go like away from me. But I'm still going to see them because they're only on a 45-degree angle. They're going back away from me a little bit. So I know I'm going to see that. I know I'm still going to see that. That one I'm not going to see because it's going to be covered by this one over here. Okay, so these green lines, they're still going to go back that way. And I'm still going to see this line going up right here. So, sorry if things are getting crooked. I'm running out of room here. Okay. Now I've basically almost done my right side view as well, because this shape right here, I have almost all of it done. All I've got to do is just do this part of it right here, which is basically almost already done for me. Down like this. Down like this over here. Still going to see these edges. Still going to see that edge. Still going to see that edge. Going to see that because it has to line up with that edge. Not quite looking quite the way I want, but that's okay. This one's going to disappear from the middle because it's even on the assignment sheet. You can see that it's dashed, it's hidden, it's showing you that chunk's taken away. It's just going, you're just going to be able to see that rectangle going kind of back away from you. All right. Can darken this one in. Not a fan of how that looks, but okay, we get our picture. Now to do the top. Top, we're looking down on top here. We have this shape, which we already have. And it's what goes on in here that gets kind of a little bit confusing, but that's why they're called orthographic projections. All right. I know one of them is going to go straight up from here. I know the other one's going to go straight up from here. Okay. I can do this basically one of two ways. These are all going to be parallel. So now I can just go on a 45-degree line here like this. 45-degree line like that. And that is how you do the wedge spacer. Okay, I do have this in CAD and 3D model. I would obviously darken some of the stuff up. I do have this in an inventor model. If you want to come look up, and I can take it and spin it around to show you this, to show you the views. But for you guys that need to either redo it or are kind of lost or stuck, that's how you do the wedge spacer.